crypto, the notion that SEC Chairman Gary Gensler is quitting has swept Twitter. John Deaton, an attorney who is in favor of XRP, there have been suggestions that the SEC may reach an agreement with Ripple before the trial begins. Notably, some XRP supporters believe that the purpose for this supposition is to allow the SEC to prevent its former personnel from testifying at the trial. The trial for the SEC's complaint against Ripple executives Garlinghouse and Larson is slated for Q 2024. Interestingly, Mark Fagel, a former SEC officer and securities litigation specialist, has revealed new information on a possible settlement in the Ripple case. During a debate on X, an XRP fan questioned him whether the SEC would settle with Ripple before the planned trial began. In response, Fagel emphasized one important reason why the SEC may negotiate an arrangement with Ripple before the trial. Speculation about a possible settlement between Ripple and the SEC has recently increased. Among these rumors, some XRP supporters believe Ripple will announce a settlement during its victory celebration on September 29 in New York. However, Crypto Law Us founder John Deaton said that no settlement announcements would be made during the event. According to Deaton, a settlement might occur by the end of the year if the court overseeing the SEC Coinbase case granted the crypto exchange's move to dismiss the case. While the SEC has not signaled any preparations for a settlement, Ripple has said that such a deal is possible. However, Ripple's sole need for a settlement was that the SEC declare XRP to be a non-security. Remember that Judge Annalisa Torres ruled that XRP is not a security. Following the judgment, Judge Torres delegated judicial control of some aspects of the case, including a settlement, to her colleague Magistrate Sarah Netburn. Notably, Magistrate Netburn directed the second Ripple to choose 3 alternative settlement conference dates. Due to the court's hectic schedule, the parties must submit the dates at least 6 to 8 weeks in advance, according to the ruling. At the time of publication, the parties had not yet complied with the instruction. As a result, suspicion has grown that the parties, particularly the SEC, are unlikely to reach an agreement. As everyone waits for another major XRP price upswing, YouTuber and crypto analyst Zach Rector has offered his thoughts on 3 factors that might lead to another large XRP price increase. The first point made by Zach is one that many people in the community are praying for. The last time Ripple triumphed against the SEC, the token's price skyrocketed. If the SEC's request for an interlocutory appeal is refused, what occurred on July 13 may be repeated. Members of the XRP community are anxiously awaiting the judgment, and some experts feel the SEC's appeal has little chance. The second point will likewise be a significant milestone in Ripple's journey. Ripple's solution for real-time cross-border money transfer and liquidity management is on-demand liquidity. It is effective and does not need any pre-funding in the target market. AUDL employs XRP as a bridge currency, and its acceptance by a large U.S. bank or financial institution will lead to increased XRP use. Ripple Q to David Schwartz has said that owing to the partial success over the SEC, XRP is second only to Bitcoin on the list of cryptocurrencies having regulatory certainty in the United States. This might provide these institutions the confidence they need to incorporate XRP into their operations through AUDL, hence driving up the price of XRP. If Zach's last event occurs, it might be significant. David Schwartz has already confirmed several announcements for the next party, which may include a settlement with the SEC. If this occurs, it might have a significant beneficial impact on the price of XRP. A positive settlement for Ripple and XRP will also be a significant turning point for the rest of the crypto sector in the United States, potentially pushing the whole market higher. This notion, however, is not held by the whole community. According to one user, the only relevant trigger for increasing the price of XRP is additional use cases. Zach's list is described by him as pump and dump catalyst. Ripple, the well-known payments firm behind the XRP cryptocurrency, has made a surprising decision. Jared Isaacman, well known as Elon Musk's business partner at SpaceX, is joining forces with the company. In 2021, Isaacman, the creator of Shift4 Payments and a billionaire, was a major news story. That time he rode SpaceX's Crew Dragon spaceship into orbit around the planet. Ripple's partnership with Isaacman on a charity effort was recently announced. This collaborative effort will see the contribution of XRP and other cryptocurrencies to the Maui Emergency Response Fund. The Giving Block, a provider of a crypto contribution solution, has included XRP as a donation option as part of this initiative. This collaboration is highlighted with a quotation from the article referenced in the previous paragraph. Together with Shift4 CEO Jared Isaacman, Ripple will double the next $50,000 US due, donated in cryptocurrency to the Maui Relief Fund. Donation matching is a method of cooperation, wherein one party doubles the amount of a donor's contribution. In this scenario, Ripple has promised to contribute an additional $50,000 in Bitcoin donations, thereby doubling the amount contributed by Isaacman. Although this cooperation does not prove a significant bond between Jared Isaacman and Ripple, it does leave the door open for further teamwork. Elon Musk's social media engagement on cryptocurrencies, notably Dogecoin, has had a major influence on the market. During the 2021 cryptocurrency market boom, both SpaceX and Tesla accepted Dogecoin as payment for official corporate item sold online. Ripple Labs has stated its dissatisfaction with the SEC's request for an interlocutory appeal in court, joined by its senior executives, Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson. Ripple claims that the present court verdict does not support an appeal and points to the SEC's selective regulation of the cryptocurrency sector. This selective approach raises questions about how the SEC implements the Howey test, which determines whether a digital asset is a security or not. This discovery has far-reaching implications for the current court dispute. The SEC identifies no prejudice that it would suffer in being required to try the allegations that it brought and has maintained against Mr. Garlinghouse and Mr. Larson for nearly 3 years, according to a portion of the petition released by attorney James A. Key. Fallon, and the SEC refuses to recognize much alone remedy, the significant damage that additional delay will inflict the individual defendants. The SEC's half-hearted stay motion lacks legal, factual, and equitable basis. According to attorney Fred Rispoli, Judge Torres is unlikely to grant the SEC's motion. He claims that not only does the legal analysis back Ripple, but there is also serious worry about possible injury to people such as Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson, rather than merely the firm. He compares this to the entitlement to a prompt trial in criminal matters. He goes on to say that the only way Judge Torres might certify the appeal is if she sees the matter as very political and wants not to get too engaged. In such a case, she may choose to refer it to the Second Circuit, enabling them to determine whether or not to grant the appeal, thereby putting the decision in their hands. According to Rispoli, Judge Torres does not support this technique. The SEC is requesting an interlocutory appeal, claiming that the Ripple case poses fundamental legal issues with far-reaching repercussions for the entire digital asset market. Ripple has countered with many arguments. In the midst of the legal saga between Ripple and the SEC, John Deaton, a legal champion for XRP investors, provides a ray of light. He reveals the legal complexities that might lead to a settlement between Ripple and the SEC. Deaton's insight comes at a critical juncture, the legal battle between Coinbase and the SEC. If the court rejects Coinbase's request, the regulatory environment for token sales, including XRP, might change substantially. A rejection like this would erode the SEC's power to appeal, pushing the agency toward a settlement with Ripple. Deaton believes that even if an appeal were viable, the agency's power would wane, making a settlement more appealing. Ripple has also not been idle. In a recent filing, it argued that the SEC had strayed from legal principles, particularly with regard to the Howey test for token sales. This development follows a positive July verdict for Ripple, which prompted numerous exchanges to consider relisting XRP. A settlement between Ripple and the SEC might not only pave the way for XRP, but it could also have an impact on the larger cryptocurrency industry, setting new precedents. If the move to dismiss is granted, the future for Ripple and Coinbase appears more bright. Such a decision would establish new precedents in the crypto industry, providing much-needed clarity and encouraging innovation.